Imagine a place on Earth more alien than anything on Mars or the Moon. A realm so deep that if you drop Mount Everest into it, the peak would still be swallowed by more than a mile of ocean. This isn't science fiction, it's the Mariana Trench, a hidden world in the western Pacific Ocean that stretches for over 1,500 miles. It plunges down to nearly 36,000 feet, a depth that pushes the very limits of what we know about life and Earth itself. This trench isn't just the deepest part of the ocean, it's one of the most extreme environments anywhere on the planet. Total darkness, near freezing temperatures, and pressures that could crush a submarine surround everything that dares to live there. Yet life does exist in this brutal zone. In fact, the more we explore it, the more we realize just how little we truly understand about Earth's last great frontier. The Mariana Trench is not just a geological scar, it's a gateway to a world of strange creatures, unexplained sounds, bizarre ecosystems, and deep scientific mystery. And we're only beginning to uncover its secrets. Let's dive deeper and start with what life looks like in this crushing otherworldly place. At depths beyond 20,000 feet, we enter what is known as the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. This region, which includes the Mariana Trench, begins around 6,000 meters and extends to the ocean's deepest point. The trench alone accounts for nearly half of the ocean's depth, yet it covers only about 1 to 2% of the seafloor. Despite its limited area, it holds some of the most extreme conditions found anywhere on Earth. Down here, pressure reaches over 15,700 pounds per square inch. That is enough force to crush most submarines and distort the very proteins that life depends on. Temperatures hover just above freezing, and there is no natural light, no sunlight, no photosynthesis, and no traditional food chain. Yet life not only exists, it thrives. Microorganisms have adapted by using special molecules called piezolytes to keep their cells from collapsing under pressure. Enzymes in these organisms are uniquely structured to function in the cold and crushing dark. Some of the deepest studies, like those from the Mariana Trench Environment and Ecology Research Project, have shown us a complex microbial world that challenges our understanding of biology. These life forms are not only surviving, they are actively forming ecosystems. By feeding on chemical reactions, falling organic matter, or even minerals from the seafloor, they build a web of life completely detached from sunlight. And this is only the beginning. In the next part, we'll meet the strange, almost alien creatures that have evolved in these depths. Creatures that look more like science fiction than anything familiar. The deeper we explore the Mariana Trench, the more surreal the life forms become. These creatures are not science fiction, they are real animals perfectly adapted to survive where sunlight has never reached, where pressure would crush nearly anything from the surface. Evolution in the trench has taken some truly strange paths, producing organisms that defy our expectations of what life can look like. One of the most extraordinary examples is the xenophyophora. Despite being a single-celled organism, it can grow up to 4 inches long, about the size of a mango. These giant, fragile cells drift along the seafloor at depths beyond 10,600 meters. Scientists still do not fully understand how they maintain their delicate structure under such intense pressure, but they play an important role in deep-sea ecosystems by filtering and trapping organic material. Another standout is the Hadal snailfish, Pseudoleparus swirae, found as deep as 8,000 meters. Its translucent, gelatinous body has no swim bladder and no hard bones, which would collapse under pressure. Instead, it moves gracefully in groups and feeds on tiny crustaceans that drift through the water. These ghostly fish are now recognized as the deepest living fish ever discovered. Smaller but no less impressive are amphipods like Hirondellea gigas, which grow unusually large in the trench. These scavengers thrive in the extreme cold, cleaning up organic debris that falls from above. Meanwhile, predators like the dragonfish prowl the depths with glowing lures and nearly invisible teeth. The dragonfish uses bioluminescence to hunt in total darkness, a biological adaptation that helps it survive in an environment where energy is scarce and hunting opportunities are rare. Then there is the Dumbo octopus, a soft-bodied cephalopod with ear-like fins that help it navigate the abyss. It holds the record as the deepest living octopus ever found, discovered near hydrothermal vents and isolated undersea ridges. Instead of relying on chance encounters to mate, it stores sperm for later use. an evolutionary workaround for a world where partners may be few and far between. The diversity of life here is stunning, but scientists estimate that we have only documented about 10% of the species that actually live in the deep ocean. Every new expedition into the trench brings discoveries that expand our definition of life on Earth. But it's not just what we can see that fascinates researchers. The trench also holds mysteries we can hear. In the next part, we'll explore the eerie and unexplained sounds that echo through the darkness of the deep. While the Mariana Trench is cloaked in perpetual darkness, it is far from silent. In fact, the deep sea is filled with strange, sometimes unexplainable sounds. These echoes travel vast distances through water, bouncing off canyon walls and drifting through miles of empty space. Some are biological, others are geological, and a few remain unsolved mysteries that hint at unknown forces or life forms. One of the most famous unexplained sounds recorded in the Pacific was the bloop, picked up in the summer of 1997. Using hydrophones originally designed to monitor submarines during the Cold War, researchers detected an ultra-low frequency sound that was so loud it was heard over 3,000 miles apart. Its profile resembled that of an animal call, which led to wild speculation. Could it have come from an enormous creature living undetected in the trench? Later studies suggested it may have come from icequake activity, like icebergs cracking and moving. But the original recording still captures the imagination because the exact source has never been conclusively proven. In 2014, researchers deployed autonomous underwater gliders near the Mariana Trench to monitor sound. That's when they caught another strange audio event, later dubbed the Western Pacific Biotwang. This sound lasted roughly 2.5 to 3.5 seconds and included multiple layers. It began with a low-frequency moan, then rapidly shifted into a high-pitched metallic twang. The sound was so odd and complex that some described it as resembling science fiction space engines. For several years, its origins stumped oceanographers. It wasn't until 2018 that researchers finally connected the biotwang to a specific animal, the bride's whale. By analyzing over 200,000 hours of acoustic data and matching the sound patterns with known whale migrations, scientists confirmed that male bride's whales were responsible for the call. They believe it may be part of a mating display, though the exact meaning and function of the sound are still under study. These deep-sea sounds show how much remains unknown in the trench. Every strange frequency recorded could be a clue to geological activity, new species, or behavior we do not yet understand. And in the Mariana Trench, sound is often the first, and sometimes only, evidence we have of what is happening in the blackness below. But just as sound tells part of the story, the trench's formation and behavior reveal even more about how our planet works, which we'll explore next. The Mariana Trench is not just a static abyss, it is a dynamic, ever-changing scar on the Earth's crust, shaped by immense geological forces that have been grinding away for tens of millions of years. Its existence is the result of one of the planet's most powerful natural mechanisms, subduction. This is where one tectonic plate is slowly forced beneath another, a process that continues to mold the planet's surface. The trench marks the boundary where the enormous Pacific plate is diving underneath the smaller Mariana plate. This collision zone is one of the most geologically active places on Earth. As the plates interact, massive amounts of energy build up along the fault lines. That energy is occasionally released as earthquakes, some of which are strong enough to reshape the seafloor and trigger tsunamis. While most of these earthquakes go unnoticed on the surface, they play a vital role in maintaining the planet's internal balance. The trench itself stretches for over 1,500 miles, forming part of what's called the Izu-Bonin-Mariana Arc System. This arc system is home to numerous seamounts, ridges, and underwater volcanoes. These features are not just geological curiosities, they are crucial for understanding how ocean crust is recycled back into the Earth's mantle. As the Pacific plate descends, it melts and creates magma that can eventually rise and form volcanic islands, like those found nearby in the Mariana Islands chain. One of the most intriguing discoveries in recent years is the presence of deep-sea mud volcanoes and serpentinized rocks in the trench zone. These rocks form under extreme pressure and release hydrogen and methane as they react with seawater. That release of gases fuels microbial life, offering a chemical-based food chain that operates independently from sunlight. This is a key piece in understanding how life might arise on other planets or moons where similar extreme conditions could exist. Hydrothermal vents have also been detected in nearby regions. spewing superheated, mineral-rich water from beneath the crust. These vents are like underwater geysers, surrounded by unique ecosystems of tube worms, clams, and bacteria that thrive on the chemical soup they provide. Though not yet fully mapped in the deepest parts of the trench itself, these systems are believed to exist along its flanks, contributing to its complex geological activity. Together, these forces make the Mariana Trench a vital window into Earth's inner workings. The pressures, temperatures, and tectonic motion taking place here are unlike anywhere else on the planet. But while Earth's forces shape the trench from below, it's the human desire to explore that pushes us to understand what lies within. And that's what we'll explore next. Venturing into the Mariana Trench has long captured human imagination, but turning that curiosity into actual exploration is no small feat. The conditions at these depths push technology, engineering, and human endurance to their limits. Pressure down there can exceed 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure at sea level, making every dive a battle against forces that would instantly crush ordinary equipment. The first manned expedition to reach the bottom was in 1960 when the battlecraft Trieste, piloted by Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh, descended into the Challenger Deep. Their trip was historic but brief, and the technology at the time allowed only limited scientific observations. Since then, progress has been slow but steady, with remote-operated vehicles and unmanned probes increasingly used to gather data without risking human life. In 2012, filmmaker and explorer James Cameron made a solo dive in the deep-sea Challenger submersible. His mission combined cutting-edge materials and new design techniques to withstand the immense pressure. Cameron's dive lasted nearly 3 hours, during which he captured high-definition footage that gave scientists an unprecedented view of the trench's environment. More recently, Victor Vescovo's expeditions with the limiting factor submersible have set new records for depth and repeat dives. These missions have focused on detailed mapping, collecting geological samples, and documenting deep-sea creatures in their natural habitat. Advances in materials like titanium and specially designed syntactic foams help these vessels survive pressures over 1,000 atmospheres. Lighting the trench is another challenge. Sunlight does not reach these depths, so explorers rely on powerful external lights. However, these lights can disturb fragile animals or alter natural behaviors, so scientists must balance the need for observation with the goal of minimizing impact. Communication during deep dives is also limited. Radio waves do not travel far underwater, so most data and videos are stored on board and retrieved after surfacing. This delay means explorers often have to make decisions without real-time input, adding to the complexity of missions. Despite these obstacles, exploration continues because the Mariana Trench offers unique scientific opportunities. It helps researchers understand life's limits, plate tectonics, and Earth's geology. Plus, it satisfies a basic human urge to explore the unknown. Future expeditions aim to establish long-term monitoring stations and deepen our knowledge of microbial life and geology in this remote realm. This spirit of discovery is what keeps pushing us to the very edge of the world's deepest frontier. The Mariana Trench's mysterious nature has made it fertile ground for myths and imaginative stories. Its vast darkness and inaccessibility invite speculation where scientific knowledge leaves gaps. Over the years, many legends and theories have taken root, blending human creativity with the unknown. One popular idea is that massive undiscovered creatures lurk deep within the trench. Tales speak of kaiju-sized beasts or enormous sea monsters that have evaded detection by modern technology, while science has revealed some unusually large or strange creatures like giant xenophyrophories and deep-dwelling snailfish. There is no credible evidence of gigantic monsters lurking in the abyss. Another common theory involves secret government operations. Some speculate that hidden military bases or research labs exist within the trench's remote canyons, possibly for testing advanced technology or studying unexplained phenomena such as unidentified submerged objects. The extreme difficulty in monitoring the area makes such stories plausible to some, but no verified information supports these claims. Stories about lost civilizations also circulate. Enthusiasts propose that remnants of ancient cultures, perhaps like the mythical Atlantis, could be buried beneath the trench's crushing depths. Proponents often point to unclear sonar images or unusual underwater formations as hints. However, geology shows that the trench is a subduction zone where oceanic crust is drawn down and recycled into Earth's mantle, making the preservation of such structures extremely unlikely. Even so, these ideas highlight how the Mariana Trench captures human fascination beyond pure science. The blend of reality and imagination underscores our enduring desire to explain the unknown, and the trench remains a symbol of both mystery and discovery. As exploration continues, separating fact from fiction will remain an important part of understanding this extraordinary place. As we wrap up our journey into the Mariana Trench, it's clear this remote part of our planet still holds countless secrets waiting to be uncovered. Despite decades of exploration and the incredible technology developed to brave its crushing depths, more than 80% of the ocean remains unmapped and largely unexplored. The trench itself represents one of the final frontiers on Earth, a place where science meets mystery in a profound way. Recent discoveries continue to surprise us. In early 2025, researchers reported dozens of new species in the trench, ranging from glowing deep-sea fish to giant microbes previously unknown to science. Some estimates suggest nearly 90% of microbial genomes found there are completely new, highlighting just how little we truly know about life in the deep. Studying this environment not only expands our understanding of biology and geology, but also teaches us about the limits of life on Earth. The extreme pressure, cold temperatures, and total darkness push the boundaries of what living things can endure. Each expedition brings fresh insights into Earth's dynamic inner workings and the resilience of life in its most unlikely places. Looking ahead, future missions will likely focus on detailed mapping, long-term monitoring, and deeper investigations into the trench's unique ecosystems. These efforts will require continued advances in technology and global cooperation. The Mariana Trench remains a symbol of human curiosity and the enduring allure of the unknown. It reminds us that even in the 21st century, our own planet holds mysteries as vast and profound as any found in space. The deep sea's darkest depths invite us to keep exploring, questioning, and learning, because the story of the Mariana Trench is far from over.